Hi there, I'm Freddie, and I'm a professional golfer who has also been a St Andrews Caddie on and off for over 10 years. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to play the old course at St Andrews and share some stories and insights along the way. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and make sure to let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more videos like this one. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first hole on the old course is called Burn for obvious reasons. The Swilcan Burn runs across the front of the green and requires an airborne approach to cover it. However, if you're anything like the golfers I've caddied for, a knifed or bladed shot should also get you over the trouble if you put enough force into it. On this sunny day, we took a 2-iron off the tee, which left us a 50-degree wedge to the green. We pulled our approach shot and left ourselves a shot synonymous with the St Andrews links, a 50-foot putt. Now, as you may already know, or at least will soon realise, the greens on the links are massive. In fact, you could fit the first 12 of Pebble Beach's greens into just one of the old course greens, that one being the shared green on the 5th and 13th holes, which we will see later on. This first green is an old Tom Morris original. It's one of 4 single greens to go with 7 double greens on the old course, and on this day, he caught me out. The second hole is called Dyke, after the stone wall on the left beyond the shell path, which now serves to separate the course from the grounds of the Old Course Hotel. The first of the 7 double greens coming up here. It's worth noting that the double greens all add up to 18, so here the opposing green is the 16th. On this day we chose the left route off the tee, and I use the term chose very loosely. But us St Andrews caddies like to say, left is right and right is shit. And if you want to make pars, that's definitely a safe strategy for the average golfer. However, I do feel that if you want to make birdies, you are better off steering as far right on these fairways as you dare to get better angles for your approaches. The third hole perfectly demonstrates what I was just talking about. Lots of fairway to the left, but the right bunkers need to be hugged to have a scoring angle to any flag on the left side in particular. We hit a solid drive down the centre before pulling another wedge to leave ourselves another 50-footer. Fun story about this bunker. It's known as Cartgate bunker, and the third hole is known as Cartgate. And there used to be a St Andrews caddy known as Kenny Cartgate. Supposedly, he was once lining up a player for a putt, took a step backwards without looking, and fell right backwards into the bunker, much to the delight of his fellow caddies. That's a fun little anecdote, but another 3-putt was not fun. We were also behind the pace of play here, so I was stressed and rushed, hence my evident speed golf style at this early stage of the round. The fourth hole is one of the tougher holes on the course given its length and blindness. The blind tee shot over a rough step gives way to a semi-blind approach which must carry a large knob at the front of the green or else risk roaming left or right into a bunker or runoff area. Today's front left pin is definitely dastardly, but a back left pin would be much nastier. Old Dor Anderson used to set up a ginger beer stand on this hole, so you could say that this is where the drinking began. Now, we weren't loving being 2 over through 3 holes here, but a steady drive and a pinpoint approach left us with a sneaky birdie try. And we made it. Happy days. The first of 2 par 5s on the course, the 5th always represents an excellent scoring opportunity. On your tee shot, you just need to avoid the Seven Sisters bunkers on the right side and the rough dunes on the left, and that should leave you a shot to one of the biggest greens in the world. Now, this is the green I mentioned earlier that would fit most of Pebble Beach's greens within it. In the final round of the 2015 Open, this pin was 75 yards on from the front of the green. Actually mental. Here we hit a 3-wood pin high, closer to the red flag on the 13th hole, definitely over 100 feet away I would say, but you can be the judge. And before this putt, my caddy friend Pablo introduced me to his group of golfers as the best golfer in St Andrews, which was very kind of him. Unfortunately, I then showed he was talking absolute nonsense by missing the short birdie try. Total frustration, and we remain 1 over par for the round. Another blind tee shot awaits you on the 6th hole, and this stretch of holes coming up is truly where a St Andrews caddy earns their money. Not just by directing you where to go, but also by helping their player not get taken out by stray golf balls. After aiming at either the marker post or a control tower at the nearby Lucas Army base, you should be finding yourself with a short club left into the green, which is unguarded by any bunkers, but does have a sneaky false front which can catch out weak shots to front pins. No weakness from us on this day though, we made birdie. The 7th hole marks the beginning of the loop. Up until this point, we have been marching in a straight line towards the Eden Estuary, but for holes 7 through 11, we loop around in a clockwise fashion before heading back into town. This is normally where people get lost and or forget that we are playing to white flags on the front 9, not red flags, which are used on the back 9. Now that massive bunker you see is Shell Bunker. It's pretty deep, but actually fairly easy to escape providing you're not directly up against the face of it. And if you end up there, it's also a nightmare to rake, so please just don't do that if I ever caddy for you in the future. But yeah, it's easy to remember the names of the 2 biggest bunkers on the course because they rhyme. You got Shell Bunker, and you got Hell Bunker. Shell and Hell. And if you want to see Hell, make sure to watch the back 9 video too. A drive and a flick should leave a subtly breaking birdie putt here, and a good player would make said putt, but we had different ideas. The shortest hole on the old course is aptly named Short, and is one of only 2 par 3s. The green, shared with the 10th hole, is over 100 yards wide, so there's absolutely no excuse to miss it. But don't feel too bad if you do. Jordan Spieth 4-putted here in the final round of the 2015 Open to make a costly double bogey when attempting to chase down the elusive Grand Slam of majors in a calendar year. He would miss the playoff by 1 stroke. The final hole on the front 9 is a short par 4 which could be drivable depending on the wind. This is the first hole where hitting it right can actually be your friend, as long as you miss the pot bunkers aligned in the middle of the vast expanse of fairway. But don't you just love how the town looks in the morning light? Honestly, the sight never gets old, if you pardon the pun. The flattest green on the course yields many birdies and eagles when the pros play here in either the Open or the Alfred Dunhill Links Championships. Today, it yielded a birdie for me. Hooray! That's how to play the front 9 on the old course. Here's how to play the back 9.